Hello. Welcome back to school. Um, this is gonna be another reading video. I don't know why, but the first one wasn't. I wasn't happy with the view. I can't get the view right. I have a pillow on the bed, and the cat decided to make herself comfortable on the pillow. So I'm gonna have to take her into a chiropractor pretty soon. um. So yeah. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Okay, so this is a short lesson. Last time we did a reading lesson, it was, I gotta think. The numbers? Yeah, we did numbers. And I don't know, I think that was last week. It's like really hot right now. But today we're gonna do L. No, we're gonna do K and L. And then because I'm really tired, we're not gonna do M because that lesson is a little bit longer. And N, I think, is about the same length, or maybe it might be a little bit longer than that. So yeah, and those are two separate reading lessons. So yeah. So let me read through this, and then I guess I can kind of let you know what's going on with some of our studies right now. Okay, so first for the reading, because the reading is really important. And it's like super late. I don't know what time it is. I don't know where my watch is. Yeah, it's late. It's like 2000 hours, I think. Okay, so the first word on this line is check. The first word is check. Alright, we got one down. A lot to go. The next one is hail. Jail. It's jail. See, J and H are reversed letters. So that does happen. Like, I get my A's and I's screwed up too. Ooh, there's a train coming through. The next one is kid, as in a baby boy goat, I think. It's a goat. It's a baby goat. Then after kid is kill, and then haul. Yeah, haul. And then keg. And then the last one is half. And then going back over, we have lake, be black, and then glad, and then flag, and then I don't know what this word is. F I field. And then, and then the next one is, leaf. Okay, that's that line. The last line on this page is, chalk, and then hill, and then like, and then the next one is flake, and then cake, and the last word is child. And that's it for that page. And then, oops. I don't know why they put Braille on such awkward paper. I hate it. Ow, my shoulder's gonna pop. Okay, so then this one is, it's not quite to the bottom of the page, but it's pretty close. I'd say it's like 3/4 of the way. Now they actually know what I'm talking about. A lad kicked a ball high. Oh, that's it. A chief held a black flag. To be honest, I recorded this earlier and it didn't work out. So I'm kind of going off memory here. Bill Bill had a bald head. Now tell me this, why is leaf, L-E-A-F, why does it say leaf and head, L-E-A-D, say eh? Does anybody know the reason why? Like, do they come from 2 different languages or something? Because you'd think they would say the same thing with the spelling. But no. And nobody told me why. And I want to know why. I want to know why, because that is so frustrating, not knowing why these words say certain things. Okay, the next sentence. A high, this one is a GH, and I know it's silent, but why? Why is the GH even there? It's like it came from French, what words? French don't say half of their letters either. Germans, they actually say all their letters. A high hill faced a lake. Okay, the next one says Jill had a black lace bag. A B A biatch. Beach. That's me sounding out words. Biatch. B-E says B, and the A says A, and the CH says ch. That's how you get biatch. Yeah. A, beach. Edge. A, wait. Oh, this is edge did. Like, edge did. Like, past tense of edge. Edge did. A, big lake. Okay. I think this is the last sentence, and I'm good too. Because I'm super hot right now. I don't know what temperature it is, but it's warmer than it needs to be for October. This is Jack liked a cake, a chef, iced. Oh, ice, like he put ice. Okay. Icing on the cake. Okay. So that's the end of that reading, and I'm good because I'm really tired right now. So I think it was yesterday we finished up the I'm gonna put that there. We finished up the arithmetic lesson. I think the cat is on my glasses. So I'll have to wake her up and find my glasses before I crawl into bed. So we finished up the arithmetic on the 9s. We're next gonna work on writing numbers. Like, literally that's like the next thing in the book. I think it deals with writing numbers and the number 10, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta look and see. I know there's a section about, like, learning figures. So we're gonna take that and adapt it to Braille. And we might actually just skip through the writing, like the actual problems that do with writing, and just do some of the arithmetic orally. I don't know. I haven't really looked through the lesson, and teacher doesn't have time to do like lesson planning and things right now, so it's kind of like we just kind of follow along through the book, but some of the stuff we do skip if we don't have to do it. So we got reading numbers. So we're gonna adapt that to Braille. I do know like Braille numbers, like I can read them. The neat thing about this is I never really learned how to do arithmetic, like mathematical stuff, like the plus sign and the minus sign, stuff like that, the equal sign and things like that. I never learned how to do that in Braille. So I'm kind of happy about doing that because it's going to be one more thing that I'll be able to learn and apply with using Braille. In addition, there is I don't necessarily want to call it a workbook. Oh, my water's coming up. It's a book that students would like work out on their slates or something, because I don't know if they really wrote in their textbooks. But it's basically a book that actually accompanies the TFSN book that we're using. It's like the student edition. So what we're gonna do is I've got in the student book, it has like up in the corner of the lesson, like it has a number in the parentheses, and that number corresponds to the teacher edition. So there's like several pages that is covered within a certain section of the teacher edition. So there's a bunch of pages that while we work through this stuff in class, I would be working on, so many pages outside of class. And that would be like, literally, that'd be written homework. And so the thing I'd want to try to do is try to do as much of it in Braille as possible to start to assimilate into Braille more than what I am, because so that's kind of where we're at with arithmetic. We've got, we got figures, and I think the number 10 is covered in that unit too, but I'm not sure. And then I think there's another thing. I don't know what it is, but I there's figures and something else, and then I think it's the number 10, like the combinations and separations of the number 10. And then there's like a test, and then there's like a final, which the test, if I remember correctly, I think it's like a couple pages out of the OLN book. But then for like the final, like I don't have anything, like there's no like prescribed book or anything. It's basically just a compilation of everything that I've learned, like all the combinations of 1 or not up to 10, so I don't have to know all those facts that I've been working through. I'd have to learn like the measurements that we did, like I think it's like 2 pints is 4 quarts, or maybe it's the other way around. Things like that. The fractions, like knowing what 1/3 of 9 is, knowing what 1/2 of 4 or 1/2 of 10, things like that. Knowing, let's see, we did some like line measurements, like drawing a 1-inch line, drawing a 2-inch line. I don't know if that's going to really be measured or whatever, but that was just another thing that we covered. So it wasn't a lot, but in a way, it kind of was. And I got a grasp on a lot of good information. And from what I've been understanding with looking through and, compiling all these books and trying to make up not necessarily lesson plans, but kind of just like a rough guideline, basically, of, this section, this section, this section, this section, is that all the stuff that we've been working on is like, it's going to be recycled. So like in year 2, we're still going to work with the addition and subtraction, but we're also going to be working with more advanced numbers, like, borrowing and carrying and all that stuff. And from what it sounds like, that's going to go all the way up to 100. And then that's also when we introduce like multiplication and division. As far as measurements and things like that, I don't have all the minute details of that laid out yet, but as I'm kind of working through the stuff, I'll just jot down notes of things, key concepts that I should know for like a final exam for year 2 or whatever. So that's kind of what's going on with arithmetic. With reading, we're just going to continue working through what we call the Lincoln book. I'm working on trying to get accessible Braille. Either like I've got Braille technology, but I gotta figure out how to get the files from PDF into Braille. And I don't know how to do that. I have a Braille display, but I'm not comfortable with using it because, it's just one more piece of technology to learn. So we're trying to figure out how to get quick, accessible Braille. And I personally, I would prefer to do it through just getting like a translation program and learning how to translate the Braille files. Like I think all the Google books, I think they're what are they called? They're digitized or something. And if that means what I think it means, I think essentially I could like highlight the text of like a story or something, paste it into the Braille translation thing, and literally just, click translate, and it would translate it into Braille. And then, I wouldn't have to save the file or anything. I could just essentially send it to an embosser and literally have Braille like that very day. Now, obviously, if we're doing reading, I'd want to have the Braille done, several days before we do the class reading, or, even a homework reading, because there's nothing like, having to, be prepared to do something and you don't have what you need, like, right then and there. That's one of the really important things about working, teaching or working with blind people, is you have to prepare. You don't have to prepare a lot, but you have to prepare. You have to be prepared at least a couple lessons ahead of where your student is at when it comes to, like, getting textbooks or, pages or homework or whatever. Teacher and I were working through stuff on our own. So, and a lot of stuff right now, it's like, since we're not doing a lot of written homework and things right now, it's pretty much we're kind of going through this together at the same time. But I'm sure, something that would really be helpful is if I could get, like, the primary book that we're working through, or that the student book, I should say, for the TFSN, if I can get that in Braille, I mean, then I wouldn't have to be looking at the screen and, causing headaches and all that stuff with the eye strain. I have no idea why I'm talking with my eyes closed. I have no idea why I'm talking with my eyes closed. But yeah, so that's kind of Braille, like mathematics and reading. So we're just gonna continue through the Lincoln book. It's basically just like a Braille primer. It teaches the alphabet, the numbers, punctuation marks, and I think that's it. I think that's it. So let me see. I'm trying to think. Oh, organ study, music studies. We haven't done that in forever. I've been suffering with a really bad headache for the past several days, and I think I was underwatered. like I needed to drink more water. So like Friday night to literally Monday, I had an excruciatingly horrible headache, and it didn't start to go away until literally Monday afternoon. So I didn't practice for any of that time. And Friday was kind of like my day to kind of get caught up on sleep and stuff. So that's what I was doing on Friday. And Saturday I was hoping to go and practice, but I had a splitting headache, so I didn't do that. Sunday, obviously, I didn't do anything because I had a splitting headache. And Monday, we still did class. We did the arithmetic, and we talked a little bit about the Braille things, so the teacher kind of understood, and we talked about how to set up problems and what format we're going to use and stuff. So we did do that. And then I had a meeting, and shortly after I think it was around that sometime during that meeting was when my headache started to go away. It's like, yay. So, yeah, I just got to remember to drink more water than what I was drinking before. So yeah. So music, I might go in and practice tomorrow morning, but I'm not sure. I will have a couple, probably 3 hours between. There's a Bible study I go to for kind of like social events, kind of like getting out of the building, and choir, that I do. So I got 3 hours between that, the study, and choir that I could practice. But I really do need to get that third phrase learned on the pedal parts of that Big and Hymn, and get that other stuff finalized. I think a lot of it is just getting the pedal part down for these pieces, the Wacht auf and the Southwell, the Bach. I mean, I just need to pay attention to what I'm playing and play the right notes at the right time. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Oh man, as far as like, I've wanted to post Braille, kind of like a Braille teaching video on music notation. I did it once, but it was all rushed. It was just really bad because I had something else going on that day or something. I just never got back to it. So that's on my projects. I also want to finish the key signature section of my Braille, not my Braille course, but my music crash course. I want to finish up the key signatures on that. But yeah, it's been so hot and ugh, yuck. Okay, so that kind of concludes everything with reading and, I guess, talking head point. Yeah, literally, get a talking head. So if you want to comment and check out the community tab and like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for all notifications. I forgot to turn you off. There it is.